I'll be taking a polygonal plane. This time today we'll be seeing how we can control this cloth. Okay, that is how we can use constraints in this case. Take the cloth up, okay, and add some few segments to this. So a few segments. Create a polygonal cylinder. So this will be the pole. Okay. I'll try to reduce the segment, that is subdivision axis. This don't want too many subdivisions. Okay. I'll just add a few height segments. Okay. Alright, fine. So now let me apply it in ncloth. So go into the ncloth menu, apply, create ncloth for this. This definitely will be the passive collider. Okay, so go into ncloth and make a passive collider. Okay. Yes, let's play the simulation. Of course, I'll be checking whether in the settings and preferences, in the time slide section, play every frame in real time 24 frames is on. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Yeah. So ncloth is working. Now I need to constrain my cloth to the passive collider. Okay, so that don't go down. Yes, so what would I do is I will need to select some vertices here. So I'll just be selecting the vertices. Okay, and use a constraint which is called as transform constraint. So what it does basically is it creates a locator here which is actually controlling the transforms for this cloth. Okay, now if I play, you will check, you will see that the cloth goes down, and of course it's actually colliding with the pole there. Okay, that's because it's a passive collider. Okay, fine, but it's not connected with this pole in any way. So if I just shift this, if I go to the field and solver and say interactive playback and try to move this, it's not in any way connected to it. Okay, so what I can do is just simply parent the locator to the pole. Just let me open the outliner here and just drag the constraint into the cylinder. Okay, and let me check it whether it's working. So I just select the pole again. Okay, and go to the fields and solver, interactive playback, and check it. If I just rotate it, you will see that it's nicely kind of interacting with the pole, and then it's actually seems as if it's stuck to it, right? Okay. So yeah, let me take this back to its default position. So if I'll just make this 0, take it back to its default position. Okay, I'm getting this. Now, as I said, it should be a waving flag. I want that the wind should apply to it. So we have seen this in last chapter that there is already a wind apply to this. If you go to the Windows outliner in the nucleus section, Control A, you will see that in the nucleus section you already have a default gravity and wind applied to it. There's already a value in a gravity, and because of that it's going down, okay, in negative direction. But in wind, of course the wind speed is 0, so it's going nowhere. Okay, so what I'll do is just turn on this. Okay, and what's going to happen, basically the flag will be actually moving the direction x, because the value here is 1, and what's going to happen is the flag or the cloth is going to come on this side because it's a positive x in here. So what I'll do is, in fact I want to make it move in this direction, or go in this direction. So what I'll do is change the wind direction from 0 to negative z, that is -1, so that it kind of stays in the same direction of where it wants to go. Okay, so let me play it, but before that I'll just increase the wind speed. Okay, let's play it. There it is. Okay, a bit of a wind getting applied. I can interactively increase this so that I get a nice waving flag. Okay, stop it. And yeah, so what I'll do in this case is now cache this, because I definitely don't need this black here. Okay, and of course one other thing is I don't need the flag to be very straight. Okay, so I'll just create an initial state in here in which I want the flags deformation in frame 1. So let me see which is the best deformation which I get, okay, which I can specify as an initial state in frame 1. So I think this is the best. Okay, so what I would do is just select the flag again, fields and solver, and initial state set for select. So at frame 1 you will get the position. Okay, so from here on we can continue with our cache. We can save the cache for this plane. Okay, of course I'll be going into the cache, create a new cache here. Okay, and just go to ncloth an object and just create a cache. I'll just say replace existing. So it saved the cache file till 100. Okay, fine. So if I play it, it's nice and smooth, you can see. And then after that, it again, if you can check, it goes slow because it's starting to calculate from frame 1. Okay, so what I will do is just save it till 200. So go to the fields and solvers, and cache, sorry, create new cache and object, go to the option box and specify it till frame 200. Okay, create, replace existing. Okay, so if you now play the simulation, you will see that it's nice and smooth. It's now sourcing the cache file, and it's really good. Okay, what I can do is, now once I'm done with this, I can do an extrusions on this. Okay, similar to the last section, last chapter, we saw that after the fact, once I'm done and I'm happy with the simulation, I can do an extrude. Okay, so that of course can be done. Edit mesh, extrude, and I can just a little extrude it in this direction, slide in this direction. And now if you play it, you have a thickness to the cloth. There is no black, there's no flip sides, the normals are on the correct side of the surface, and at the top of this, of course, you can apply smooth. So I'll go to the, and even after the fact, you will see that it's a lot more smoother with the smooth applied to it again. Okay, so just to show you still few more things in here. Okay, I'll just undo everything. Okay, I'll also remove the cache on this. So by selecting, just remove the cache file. So yeah, sorry, into the effects menu, cache and cache, and just delete the cache. I don't want the cache. Okay. On the top of this, what I can do is always create another close. So if I go to the right view, I can create another close in here. So what I will do is just create one more polygonal plane. Okay. Just kind of place it here. Somewhere around this place. Okay. And just give it another cloth system. So ncloth, create ncloth, go to the option box, and I'll be using the same nucleus system. So mind you, what is going to happen if I use the same nucleus system? The gravity, the wind, all will be the same for this cloth too. Okay. Now, if I want to apply a new one, I can always create a new solver. So I'll just say create ncloth. That is the same. It will be the part of the same end system. Okay. And if you check, yeah, the cloth fall down. And what I'll do is, if I go to the vertex of both of this, I can actually constrain two different clothes. I can do that. I can constrain both of these clothes together. Okay, so we have been seeing that we are constraining it to the rigid body. Okay, but for the first time we'll be constraining it with the cloth itself. So I can constrain in anywhere. I can constrain on the surface, I can constrain it outside the surface. So let me show you. Let me select the vertices for both of this, and then use constraint called as component to component. Okay, so if I use a component to component, you see that it gets connected here. I'll use this one, right click the vertices of the other cloth, and constraint use component to component for this. Okay. Now if I play, you will find that the cloth is still connected to it, as in fact it's very well interacting with the another cloth very nicely. Okay, so of course that can be done. Okay, and in fact what I can do is just delete it and take this cloth somewhere up. Okay, here, very close to the surface here. Let me play it. Okay, so it's kind of interacting with this, and I'll do the same thing again. I'll just select the vertices for this, select the vertices for this, and from the front, just select just select the vertices, these, and just select these vertices, select this one, and you can of course manually select the whole line. Okay. So we'll just manually do this. Yeah, and just very quickly apply and constraint component. And you can see there's another piece of cloth which is nicely attached to it. Though you can extract one. Say for example, I want this to be nicely fitting around the plane. Okay, I can do that too. Just select, nicely wrapped around the plane. I can actually extract the surface from here also. So if I feel like, let's say from right view, I just select this surface and kind of extract this out. Okay, by going into the modeling menu, making a duplicate of it. Okay, so I'll just say duplicate. It creates another surface there. And by default, if you don't edit delete by type history, this will also be, in fact, I just do give it a new material here, Lambert, and just change the color for this. Okay, change it to like this. Yeah, so that's the color, and I'll also give her different color to this guy. Assign new material. Let's give it a black, and maybe a blue or something. Okay, and it definitely will also move along with it if you check. If you don't delete by type history, it will stay with the surface actually. The surface. Okay. On the top of that, you can apply smooth, extruded to whatever you want. Okay. I just select, extrude this guy, and it will still work with it, no problem. Because it's a part of the same system, it just duplicated the components which are having the same simulation, that of the base surface. Okay. Of course, if I edit delete by type history, it's not going to work. Then probably I'll have to wrap this on the object. So that's something else. That's another topic. Okay. Fine. So yeah, that was component to component. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So I think that is all for today. Okay. So we'll see something more detail of cloth in the next chapter. Okay.